Hello there, this is Father Ken Lau, and welcome to the new series that I'm doing called Conversion Stories, wherein I'm interviewing people about their conversion story. And just like to welcome today, I'm interviewing Therese Clark from, I'll let her tell you where she's from. And last February, I got an email from Therese telling me that she introducing herself as a Catholic detective. So I just got curious. So I reached out to her and was able to get to know her better. And then I asked her if she wants to do this interview. So right now, after a few months, now we're doing this interview. So welcome, Therese. Thank you for saying yes to do this interview.
Well, it's an honor, and thank you for having me, Father Ken.
Okay, good, good. So, so Therese, tell us something about yourself, your personal background.
Well, I am from St. Louis, Missouri, which is located right in the middle of the United States. And I am an avid runner. I've ran everything from the 5K to the marathon. I'm also passionate about art and international travel. My travels have taken me over to Europe and been very blessed to travel. I really miss it right now due to the COVID pandemic, but Lord willing, I'll be back soon. And then I also have a younger brother who's married with three kids. So I have two nieces and a nephew. And then my parents live in the St. Louis area as well. So all my family pretty much lives in fairly close proximity.
Wow. Well, I didn't know that you were a runner. I like to run too, but I can't run the marathon. I think the most that I could run is like 8K. If I go over that, I think I'm gonna die.
Oh, well, you just have to train for it. It just takes
Oh,
time.
I have no patience to train. Okay, so just like to ask you, where are you in your faith journey?
Well, just to give your audience a bit of background, I come from a Protestant tradition, particularly in the Baptist denomination. I was raised Baptist from birth up until, my early 20s. And then many years later, after that, I went to a non-denominational evangelical church. Um, so it's just lately, probably within the last 6 or 7 months, I've really been feeling a pull towards the Catholic Church. And a few things are factored into that. First of all, anything that I learned about Catholicism, it was either from someone who was a non-Catholic and or someone who was very anti-Catholic.
Mhm.
And then I decided, I'd like to just go straight to the horse's mouth and learn for myself. And then the second big thing is I was in France a little over 3 years ago with two dear friends of mine, and we had gone to the Reims Cathedral. It was the Notre Dame Cathedral of Reims. And the really interesting thing about that was is that when we left the cathedral, my two friends said to me, "You're going to become Catholic one day." And I just thought, "What? What do you mean?" And I asked them, "Well, what makes you say that?"
Mhm,
Being the analytical person I am, I was asking them, "Give me three reasons why," and they wouldn't elaborate. But they
mhm,
just said, "You're going to be Catholic one day." And when we were at that cathedral, I was just completely in awe of the beauty, the art, just seeing all the stained glass windows. And there was a choir of monks singing a cappella in the background, and I was experiencing a bit of heaven. There was so much peace that flooded my heart that day.
Wow. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. I think maybe your friends had like an inspiration or a premonition that uh, you will become a Catholic someday. So when did this happen? Like how many years ago?
That was in late September of 2017.
Okay, so that was like close to 4 years ago.
Yes, and the really interesting thing is that neither one of them pushed me.
Okay, Good. Uh-huh.
They never pushed me. I just decided on my own, and I believe it was just a prompting of the Holy Spirit just to investigate.
Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, I have my experiences also. I went on a Camino de Santiago in Europe, in Spain, and just in awe of the beautiful sacred architecture of cathedrals and churches there, and you could just feel the presence of the Lord. So, okay, so thank you, and for our online viewers, stay tuned to part two. The reason why I'm laughing is because your cat wants to be in the interview too. So it's okay. What's the name of your cat?
My cat's name is Velvet.
Velvet. Okay. She was in the background. And I don't want to distract you, but it's okay. It's nice. So, okay. So, for our online viewers, so just stay tuned to part two of this interview. And part two, um, I will be asking Therese why she calls herself a Catholic detective, and also I would like to ask her how did she discover St. Mary's. Okay, so stay tuned to part two. Thanks again, Therese. Okay,
Thank you, Father
uh,
Ken.
so be a living saint, Jesus, Mary, Joseph. We trust in you.